We are going to talk about retro anime, and for today's stream, I chose Marmalade Boy. I want to talk about this love story between step siblings. I know when I put it that way, it sounds pretty bad, but I don't know. Honestly, is there something wrong with the children of people who got married to date? It's not my place to say if it's good or bad. I'm just here to talk about the anime, okay? So, Marmalade Boy, Marmalade Boy. I say Marmalade. Marmalade Boy anime is based on a manga, Marmalade Boy, written and illustrated by Wataru Yoshizumi. The manga was published between 1992 and 1995. The anime aired from 1994 to 1995, and it has 76 episodes. Do you think it was well received in Japan in the 90s? The manga was published from 1992, as I said, to 1995. Was it well received? I'm guessing that people didn't really mind. That's why it got the anime, because if people were against it, it was like very scandalous. No one will make an anime about it. I'm not even sure if today Marmalade Boy will get a reboot. Of course, it's not everyone who's going to love the story. As I said, it's kind of weird, yeah? But most people didn't really mind. It's just fiction. I can't help but wonder what came to the mangaka's mind when she came up with this story. Yeah, it's a woman who wrote the story. Yeah? What was she thinking? Okay, let me write a love story about a girl and a boy living in the same house who are going to start having feelings. So let's get into the story. So the story follows Miki Kuishikawa. She's just your average high school girl. She's very happy. She's popular in school. She has a lot of friends, and her parents seem happy until they came back from holidays in Hawaii. Is it Hawaii? I don't know how to pronounce it anyway. I just pronounce as people usually say. When they got back from Hawaii, they sat down and told their daughter Miki that they are getting a divorce, because during their trip to Hawaii, they fell in love with another couple and they're going to swap. They're going to swap partners. So imagine that you are just a high school girl, your life is normal, yeah? Normal, you are having a good time, you have friends, and everything seems fine. Then your parents come home from holiday, they're just like, you know what? Our marriage isn't working anymore. It's not that it's not working anymore, it's just that I met a man or I met a woman I feel like I'm going to be happy with, and I want to get a divorce so I can marry that person. That's what they told their daughter. She was really shocked. She's just like, what is wrong with you? You can't do that. You can't just decide overnight to swap partners. Yeah, she wasn't okay with it. They tried to convince her. So they can't just go and get a divorce. They wanted to introduce the children first. The other couple, the Matsura, also had a son around Miki's age. So the Koishikawa and the Matsura agreed to meet during a dinner, have a meal, and discuss what's going to happen. She goes to the meeting. She's still against it. She just feels like it's weird. What are people going to say? So your parents are getting a divorce to swap partners. They went on holiday. Instead of just enjoying their time there, they fell in love with other people. It's so serious that they want to get a divorce. So she went to that meeting, well, reunion, if I can call it, just because, she didn't really have a choice, and she felt like she can convince them to change their mind. She was also curious about the other couple. She wanted to know more about them. And when she got there, she saw them. They explained that, yes, we want to get a divorce because the dad from the other family fell in love. So Mr. Matsura fell in love with Miki's mom, and Miki's dad fell in love with Mrs. Matsura. So they're going to get a divorce so they can marry each other, the other couple's partner. And then the son came. When she saw the son, she was just like, oh my God, he's so good looking. Yeah, she felt something. Okay, can you imagine you're just living with your parent? They say, okay, we are getting a divorce. Then they serve you a potential boyfriend on the platter, on a plate. So she saw you. His name is Yu Matsura. She was just like, oh my God, he's so good looking. For a moment there, she forgot why she was there. And when she was trying to argue with them, Yu was just like, I don't really mind. It's okay if they want to be with someone else. It doesn't matter to me. They can do whatever they want. So he was pretty cool about it. Then they all agreed that they're going to get a divorce. And then Miki asked, so who am I going to live with? Is it with dad, mom? They were just like, we are all going to live together. So the couples moved into Miki's house with their son. They got a divorce, but there is a law in Japan that says that a woman has to wait 6 months before getting married again after a divorce. I don't know if it still exists. As I said, this came out in the 90s, so I didn't take time to check if the law still applies today. It's kind of unfair. Why does a woman have to wait? Why does it have to be the woman? Shouldn't both wait a while before marriage? It's like you are saying that a woman shouldn't move on until the man is sure that this is what he wants. That's how I say it as a woman. I've never been married, honestly. It doesn't matter to me. So they got a divorce. As the law says, they can't marry yet, so they started living together. And you transfer to Mickey's school. She didn't want people to find out that her parents swap partners because it was embarrassing to her. The image on this image that the anime, I don't want to add clips or anything because I don't want to take the risk of getting a copyright strike. Okay, so I put this image to give you an idea of what the anime is, and later on you can check it out if you still haven't watched it. It's worth it. As I said, this anime today will be controversial. Honestly, it will be controversial because there are a lot of things that happen in this anime that are just borderline illegal. So they started going to school, yeah? She told you, don't tell anyone what's happening at home. I don't want people to know that our parents swap partners. So your dad is with my mom now and my dad is with your mom. I don't want people to find out. So we just pretend like we are not living together. But they were pretty close, walking to school together and doing a lot of things together. So people started wondering what's going on with this transfer student. Why is he so close to Miki? Miki used to have a crush on a boy in a school. The boy is called Ganta. Yeah, this boy turned her down. Okay, Miki was heartbroken, but she moved on and decided just to be friends with him. When Miki and you started hanging out together, Ganta was jealous. He didn't like it because apparently he still had feelings for Miki, but he told his friends. Miki heard him when Miki gave him a letter, love letter. His friends started asking, look, you just got a love letter from Miki, so how is it? Is something going on between you two? He was just in front of his friend. No, there's nothing going on with Miki. She's just a friend. She's like a guy friend. There's no way I'm going to date her. Miki witnessed all that. Oh my God, it was humiliating, yeah? But she moved on from it and she was able to stay friends with him. So when you came into the picture, Genta wasn't happy. I don't know, for some reason, it felt like you can't be with someone else. You have to be with me. So there is a love triangle. A shoujo can't be complete without a love triangle. It's not really a love triangle. It's more complex than that because Yu's ex-girlfriend, yeah, is also going to come into the picture. So it's going to be really complicated. Miki has to choose between Ganta and you. Who's better for her? Honestly, I can't stand that Ganta. Okay, it's too aggressive. It's like he can't take no for an answer. This guy had an opportunity to date Miki. okay? Even if he was just pretending, he did give her an excuse. No, you put the letter in a magazine that didn't belong to me and my friends found it. Even if they found it, why didn't you say that, yes, I like her? He called her a guy friend. That's hurtful. It's like telling a guy, you're really a nice guy. I like you as a friend. It's the same for women. If a man says, oh, I just feel like you're one of my guy friends, means most of the time there won't be anything romantic happening between you two. Sometimes men can sleep with women without having feelings for them because it's convenient. But if he has to choose between you and another girl, he's more likely to pick another girl. So Miki was hurt. Yeah. And then when you started showing interest in Miki, all of a sudden he's interested too. He wants to get close to Miki. I don't like that guy. Okay? Ganta, I don't like him at all. He's aggressive. He's very forceful. It's like he can't take no for an answer. And he can't give Miki some space to think about it. As I said, once she met you, she called him Marmalade Boy. I almost forgot this part. She called him Marmalade Boy because he looks nice, sweet on the outside and kind of bitter on the inside. Not bitter, but he's not that nice. Marmalade tastes a little bit bitter, yeah? So that's why she called him Marmalade Boy. So on the image, Miki is a girl holding the phone, and you is the one, the blonde guy, also holding a phone, I think. I love this anime. As I said, it's a little bit controversial. I don't think it will be possible to make it again today, but in the 90s, people didn't care. That's why I miss the 90s so much. So back to the story. Miki has a best friend, Meiko. This girl is very quiet. Now I understand why people say that you have to be careful of quiet people. They do things behind your back. You'll be surprised by the kind of things they do. And this applies to Meiko. Meiko is around the same age as Miki. She's a high schooler. Yeah, she's very young, but she's dating one of her teachers. Yeah, that's why I said this anime is borderline illegal. Yeah, she's dating one of her teachers, and no one knew until you saw them kissing in a library or somewhere. She didn't even tell her friend Miki. So Miki is going through a lot. She's processing a lot. Her parents got a divorce. They swap partners. She has feelings for you who's living in the same house as her. So every time she sees him, her heart skips a beat. And then there is Ganta, who just won't give up. He's very pushy. He wants to know how you is feeling. She also has to deal with you, not you, sorry, how Miki is feeling. She also has to deal with you's ex-girlfriend who wants them to break up. At some point, she's going to pretend to be interested in Ganta because they were trying to make both of them jealous. Okay, so if I think her name is, if she starts hanging out with Ganta, Miki is going to be jealous and realize that she still has feelings for Ganta. Same thing for you. Miki was a little bit jealous. She was actually jealous, to be honest. She was jealous. But you didn't care. He didn't care because he was interested in Miki. I really love the way he treats her. He pays attention to Miki. He's always there. Miki is annoying. I can't stand this girl, okay? Maybe because she's a teenager. Was I annoying at her age? No. Did I confess to a boy in high school? No. Did I even date in high school? No. So maybe I don't understand where she's coming from, but I find her annoying and childish. She's very selfish. Everything has to be about her. Yeah, the fact that her parents are getting a divorce isn't okay with her because she doesn't want people to think that her family is weird. So she's not against it because she thinks that Why would they want to swap partners? It's just that she doesn't want to look bad to people. She doesn't want people to treat her differently just because they found out that her parents swap partners. You doesn't care. He said you do what makes you happy, and he seems to get along with it. But you, Miki is so dramatic, always crying, always complaining. She's annoying. At the same time, I understand where she's coming from. As I said, she's a teenager, and when you're a teenager, you go through a lot. Okay, you go through a lot, and her life wasn't easy. She had a lot to process with her parents, you, Ganta, and then she found out that her best friend was dating one of her teachers, and she didn't even tell her the truth. She was dating that guy for months without saying anything until people in school found out. Yeah, people found out she comes from a very good family. She said that her family has a lot of problems. When Miki explained that her parents were getting a divorce, she said, I really like your parents. Miki was just like, no, you like them because you are not related. She said, no, I prefer what your parents are doing. At least they're honest with themselves. My parents are always cheating on each other. The dad, a dad doesn't want to get a divorce because he's worried about what people might think, and her mom is staying with her dad only for financial reasons. In Japan, most of the time, after a woman gets married, she becomes a housewife. So you are fully dependent on your husband. If she gets a divorce, how is she going to live? How is she going to take care of herself? And Meiko comes from a good family. Her house is big. You can't tell that her dad has, yeah. So that's why she said that, like your parents, at least they're honest with themselves. Mickey had a lot going on at the time. Yeah, her friend wasn't honest with her, and she asked her, how did this happen? When she tried to explain how things started with the teacher, who's way, way older. Yeah, that's why I said this anime is controversial. I don't even know how it was approved. But it's Japan. We've seen wars coming from Japan. So when she was explaining, she said that I felt lonely. I felt like I didn't have anyone to turn to. That's why I turned to the teacher. At first, it was just to find comfort, and then I started having feelings for him, and he also had feelings for me. Miki was hurt because she considers Meiko as her best friend. How can you say that you didn't have anyone, you didn't have anywhere to go? I think it was one of those days when her parents were fighting. They are always fighting all the time. So she ran out of the house, and she was thinking of where to go. The first person I think about is my best friend. That's where I go. Okay? I go to my best friend, not to teacher. Then again, in Japan, they kind of put teachers above parents sometimes. When you get into trouble with the police, they call you teacher before the parents. So I don't know, but still, as a girl, yeah, how can you go to your teacher's house? How do they even know where the teachers live? This is something I never understood. I went to high school. I didn't know where my teachers live. I never asked because I wasn't interested. Did anyone even know? No. But in anime, it's like they always know where the teacher live or where the student live. It's normal for the teacher to know where the student live, but why would the student know where the teacher live? I don't know. It's just weird. So she ran to his house, and then first just talking. And what's wrong with that teacher, honestly? Can't you see that she's too young for you? If I was experiencing what Meiko was going through, the first person I think about is my best friend. I go to my best friend's house, but that's not what Meiko did. She preferred to go to the teacher's house. I won't tell you everything that happens in the anime because then what would be the point of you watching? I'm just giving you, I don't know, it's just a chat to talk about this anime and give you a recommendation, okay? check it out. I know that there are a lot of anime coming out, and most people don't tend to pay attention to retro anime, but it's good. I was born in the 80s, I grew up in the 90s. I watch a lot of anime in the 90s, I still do. I'm not up to date with modern day anime, modern anime. I'm not up to date, but I'm up to date. I keep up with the manga. I don't watch modern anime that much. I prefer retro anime, and I feel like talking about this because it's an interesting one. As I said, the topic in this one is a love story between step siblings. Is it socially acceptable, or will people feel like, what's wrong with this family? First mom and dad, and then the kids too. So that's why I felt like talking about it. I'm not going to give my opinion on this one. Just let me know what you think.